Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Oh, what the hell happens there? Sorry, I just saw a very unlevel spot in my staircase. Today at the Rhino, we're looking at a beer. Today's beer is right here. Sorry, I moved it. Usually they're sitting up in the windowsill until I'm ready to do them. I usually have them over here so you don't really see them. Sometimes they're closer to the middle so I don't have to lean over and then you can see them in other videos. But this time I had moved it down because I was talking about something else. And this is Nitro Death Irish Stout from District Brewing Company. So this is one that I am not going into blind. I did have one last night. It is 4.2% alcohol by volume. It tells you to... What? Oh, it's telling you to pour straight down the middle is what it's telling you to do. I was curious how they were forcing the cascade because when I did it last night, I did not do that. I poured it normally. And I didn't get the cascade. So tonight we'll try it their way and see if we get a cascade. It's actually 4.3% up. ABV, sorry. We have water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. 34 IBU. And again, District Brewing is here in Regina. I was actually going to go to District to pick this up, and it was probably going to be a little cheaper, but District was further out, and my wife had picked me up from work, and I'm like, you know what, just take me to Sobeys Liquor, let's see if they have it there. And we go, and it was there, so I picked it up. So it was a great thing to see. I wanted it, now I have it, so it is what it is. Let's see if people have tapped it in off the UPC yet. Probably not. No match. Okay, we're going to add it. We're going to add it. Okay, we're going to add it as we're talking. So we're looking for Nitro Death. Oh, we got to try that again. We're trying to help people out here so they can do it off the UPC. There's my UPC, no match. Search. We're searching for District Nitro Death. Nitro Death Irish Stout. See, here's the problem with breweries not putting it in themselves, okay? So, we're looking at Nitro Death Irish Stout, and somebody put in Nitro Death Irish Stout, and somebody put in Nitro Death Irish Stout. So, this one is this one. 4.2, well, the can says 4.3, so whoever put this in didn't read the can. I just assumed 4.2 myself, so let's be honest, that's fine. Tiago C tapped it in. They tapped it in yesterday. Okay, good for them. Now we're going to tap it in tonight. But I can't put in an edit or anything, but we have this up. There is no information on it. They did say that they are now going to be infusing all of their stouts with nitro. They're all going to be nitrogen stouts. Their cold brew has a nitrogen stout. I'm not going to lie, might make me have a problem down there. It might. Okay, so let's actually follow what they're telling me to do for the pour this time. I didn't actually look. I love the silver bullet, and then it has like the black top and the gold tab. You spent more money on these cans than you needed to do. They should have just been silver bullets all the way through. Would have been slightly cheaper. I don't know who manufactured them, so I shouldn't say it would have been slightly cheaper because I don't know. Maybe these were cheaper this way. But usually the colors cost more. Okay, let's see if we can cause a cascade at all. Okay. Not much of one, but yeah. There was a bit. They want me to go fully inverted, but I don't have a glass big enough to go for fully inverted. There is a bit of a snap crackle pop because this is nitrogen infused. It doesn't have the widget with enough nitrogen to take away all the carbonation when you open it. It doesn't have the cap at the bottom, which Labatt now owns, thanks to buying Mill Street, because Mill Street patented the cap. So, if you buy a can or I don't think the bottles have them anymore, but if you were to buy a can of Guinness or Kilkenny or Caffrey's isn't them anymore, is it? No, Caffrey's maybe still, or it might be helped through them, but so say you get like the regular European nitrogen beers. There is a widget floating around that has the nitrogen in it. If you purchase Mill Street Cobblestone Stout or Vanilla Porter, there's a little button affixed to the bottom of the can. Unless they've changed it now that Labatt owns them, it's affixed to the bottom of the can. If you were to rip the can open, there was this little piece of plastic basically glued to the bottom of the can. And that's how they infused the nitrogen into their beers. These guys just infuse it right before the lid goes on. So it's kind of just mixed into the beer, right? That's what all the other companies that don't own trademarks and don't pay the licensing to use the cap or the widget do. I can't remember if Tennant's and Caffrey's use the cap or not. But again, Kilkenny is a St. James Gate Brewery beer. Guinness is a St. James Gate Brewery beer. Cannot remember because it's been a long time since I've had Caffrey's or Tennant's or the other beers from Europe that would be nitrogen beers. I can't remember if they also have the widget, which would mean that because they're not St. James Gate beers, that would mean that they would have had to pay for a licensing to use the widget. It's as black as the black blood of the earth. The head is mocha. It looks really good. I mean, the Innocent Gun glass is the best glass I have here, and it looked great in the Innocent Gun glass. At this point, the snap crackle popping is done. There's no more snap crackle pop. I'm a little sad about that. There's some nice big tunnels being formed in the beer. I'm a fan of that. Let's get our Nitro. I like the Nitro Death can look, but I'm also a little sad because it really takes away from the aesthetic of all the other beers from District, because District had a specific look, and it kind of hurts that way. You know what else kind of hurts? I go, hey, District, do you want to be part of my get to know your local brewer segment? Crickets. Chirp, 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 chirp. Okay, I get it. You don't like albinos. You never called me for any of the 4 different jobs I applied for with you either, so I get it. I get it. Cheers. Let's try the beer. We're currently at the half a pint mark, well, just above the half a pint mark in liquid, and then about a quarter to a third of a pint of just head. So cheers, let's go. You know what? Doing the straight down the center pour, it really changed this beer. The can I had last night had a lot more carbonation to it than this one. This one is very smooth. It's very smooth. It's smooth if you worked for Small Pony Barrel Works. Smooth. Other than that, it's not a bad beer. It's really not. If you're looking for a stout that isn't your stereotypical stout beer, not really your thing, I don't think. If you're from Saskatchewan and you've never had a Guinness, it could be something different, because I don't know how many nitrogen beers you have here. In Ontario, we were fairly well represented. Again, you had Kilkenny, you had Tennant's, you had Caffrey's, you had Guinness, you had Mill Street Cobblestone Stout, you had Mill Street Vanilla Porter. Sometimes there was an O'Hara's that would come with nitrogen to it. Like you had a lot. There was a lot of breweries that would do nitrogen pours right at the brewery. I know that you can go to Regina Brewing Company and get a nitrogen pour of their oatmeal stout, but I don't know. I don't know how many more breweries do nitrogen pours in Regina. So I don't know how much nitrogen beers are big here. There's the Nitro Stout from Cowbell. There's the Nitro. Like, there's so many beers in Ontario that you were able to get. There's so many beers in Quebec that you were able to get. I've seen a few from Calgary, from Alberta. I've seen a few from BC. I don't know what Saskatchewan and Manitoba can get. I know there probably isn't many in Nunavut or the Yukon. I've been trying to get beers from Nunavut forever because Iqaluit actually has a brewery, and I knew some people that were working for the Northwest Company in Iqaluit, and I'm like, hey, can you send me some cans of this? I will send you the money to buy it and send you the money to ship it to me. I just need you to buy it and ship it. And I kept getting told, yeah, we'll do it, and then it never happened, and they no longer work for the company, so I never ended up getting the Nunavut brewery beers. So if you watch this channel and you're in Iqaluit, let me know. Get those beers sent out to me. I'll send you some money for it. I would love to try some Inuit brewed beer. I would. I would very much appreciate it. I would like to see what it's like. I've had homebrew from Nunavik, and I've had homebrew from the Rezes in past the tree line where you had to fly, and below the tree line still where there was no road connecting and you had to fly. And I'd be curious what their beer is like, their brew. But yeah, back to this, right? You can see the head has a nice cling factor. It's sticking to the sides of the glass. Very bitter. You get a bit of caramelly sweetness up at the forefront, but from the middle on to the back, it's leathery. It's leather, it's tobacco smoke, it's deep dark chocolate, it's deep dark roasted coffee, it's burnt wood, it's burnt, it's dark, and that's why I'm saying I don't necessarily know how much nitrogen they put in this stuff and all that. It's 4.3% alcohol. It has as much flavor as some 8 and 9% alcohol stouts that I've had. It reminds me of like a Russian Imperial Stout with nitrogen. The one I drank last night, where I didn't try to make the Cascade at all, it tasted a lot better than this one. This one still doesn't taste bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it tastes bad. It just, the one I had last night, I'm like, a lot of people could get behind this. This one, I'm thinking, you need to like stouts to get behind this. And that's perfectly fine. It weirds me out that one of them tasted so much different than the other. The can, I think, is awesome because it's minimalistic and good graphics at the same time. I just wish it had stayed more to the aesthetic that District has made for their cans. I hope that this is like a one-off for a differentiation, because I really like the other ones are mostly just a different color, but everything is still set the same. Visual appeal of the beer, even after the beer is gone, the visual appeal is awesome. The scent of the beer was pretty good. The taste of the beer, last night it tasted awesome. Today, it's solid. What would I give this out of 10? I would buy this again. I bought a 4-pack of it, albeit the 4-pack was just under $20. Now, is that just because it was Sobeys Liquor? Possibly, because Sobeys Liquor seems to put a big markup on a lot of things. If I had found this at, say, Urban Cellars, would it have been $19? I don't know. What is it at, you know what? Let's actually do this. Okay, oh, I closed it. 1 second. I have Brewster here, so I just want to check something. So, if I was to buy a 4-pack of their non-alcohol... Oh, no. Okay, maybe they're just charging a lot of money for their beer. Yeah, it looks like their average 4-pack is $18.50 without deposit and without liquor taxes. That's a little high for me. I'm not gonna lie, a little high. Most of they sell other breweries beer too, right? Like they have like Black Bridge Brewery Pseudo Lager for $13.33. But then like District Brewing Company's Cold Brew Stout, $18.50. And then Paddockwood 606 IPA, $15.28. So it's weird to me, like Rebellion Brewing Solo Crush Tahoma, $16.63. So, and this is the thing I talked about with these guys, right? They well, this one, 9 Mile Legacy Brewing Company, Raffini Moha West Coast IPA, $19.48. $19.48 for the ticket blondes. Okay, so they are a weird brewery in that most of the stuff they sell that isn't from them, even stuff they sell that they brewed there for another brewery, is cheaper than their stuff. That's weird. So maybe Sobeys Liquor added $1.25 because, like I said, it was just under $20. Maybe they added $1.25. This isn't listed on their website yet, so. But okay, so let's think about this realistically. If I was paying $4.40 or so per can, would I buy it again? I like the bitterness on this. I just know that it wouldn't be for everybody. Guinness is over $5 a can here. So, would I buy this one again for under $5? Yeah, I think I would. Stylistically, as a stout, it's great. As a nitrogen stout, I think part of the problem with it as a nitrogen stout, the sole problem with it, I should say, as a nitrogen stout, is they seem to cut a lot of the sweetness and the forefront balance from this to just leave a lot of bitterness on the back end. And I don't know if they just didn't put enough, because nitrogen mutes flavor. And I just don't know if it's like the nitrogen pour of Space Knife. I would have left my wife for Space Knife from Multinational. This one, I wouldn't kick it out of bed, but it would be like a lot lower on the totem pole. I wouldn't actually divorce my wife for a beer. I'm just telling you the difference in opinion on it. I really like it. I would buy it again. I think it is a higher tier. A higher echelon, but maybe not top tier beer for me. And the only reason I would say that is I've now had Space Knife on nitrogen as well. So I would say of the 2 nitrogen-infused stouts I've had in Saskatchewan, this is number 2. I think I either gave 9.75 or 10 out of 10 on the Space Knife. So this one, I'll give an 8.75. I really think it's a really good beer. I think the price is probably fairly right because I paid something like $6 a can for Space Knife, and like 4 something a can for this is right in the right ballpark for where, you know what, no, it's going to get a 9, because the price difference for the flavor difference is probably right in the right ballpark. Actually, I think I paid $7 a can. I think it was $28 even for the 4-pack of Space Knife. So yeah, if it's $4 even, $7 a can for that, and like $4.50, well, under $4.50 a can for this, yeah, I think this is worth a 9, where that was worth a 9.75 to 10. And yeah, I'm going with that. It's a 9 out of 10. I really do like it. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Come to me. Come to me.